All right, let's talk about automotive wiring repair, modifications, all that kind of stuff. You're going to be connecting wires, you're going to be repairing wires, and you've probably looked at these things, heat shrink butt connectors. And after spent the first 10 times buying 5 of them for $5 at the auto parts store and realizing that that's a big waste of money, you found out that you can get them online for a fraction of that price, and you're looking at all these options and you think, hey, it's all coming from the same Chinese factory. Wrong. That is not true. You do need to be a little bit picky about this stuff. It is not all the same. It will not all perform the same. Here are a few different ones. Oh, don't want to get sued. I'm about to badmouth some of these. Yeah. It's all Chinese junk, but some of this Chinese junk is way better than some of the other Chinese junk. These are some of the ones that I've tried, and I'm going to tell you the difference between them. Let's just have a quick little look around here, if I can get this thing to focus, and see if you can tell which ones I'm going to recommend, which ones I'm not going to recommend. As you may have noticed just by eyeball, there's a big difference in these brands as far as the thickness of the tube in there. And if you try these out and give them a little tug after crimping them, and you crimp them properly, I use a die and everything like that, so it's always crimped exactly the same every time. But there's definitely a difference in terms of the strength of the crimp on the same diameter wiring, how well it holds. The walls of these barrels absolutely make a difference. I went ahead and took some measurements on these. I have these kind of laid out in the order that we look what I was doing. I was trying to focus my phone by tapping on the paper in front. That's the most retarded damn. All right. Anyway, we've got these are both 29 thousandths thick on the walls. These are 28 for the red and 30 thousandths for the blue. These guys are 17 thousandths. I don't like that. These guys are 15 thousandths. These are 14 thousandths. That's nothing. Now, what is obvious is that there's actually several factories pumping these out. Clearly, we've got even between the cheap ones aren't just rebrands of each other. They're actually trying to do something different. We've got the labels on this one. Not so on here. It's just blank. But the thickness of the tubes on there is different. The thickness between these tubes is different. Even the good ones are not just coming from the same factory. Apparently, even these are inches. So if I had to just take my pick as far as what I prefer the most, it would probably be these ones, and that's the Heatshrink. If I'm saying that right, High SS Tronica. I'm saying hello to the SS. Anyway, and then the other one, which is also very good, and actually a pretty good deal for this huge pack of tons of them. Quebec, I don't, not, I have no idea. Anyway, yeah, so anyway, main thing is wall thickness. That's what I'm most worried about. Heat shrink quality, like as far as the jacket on these, it's all fine, really. I've found all these, like they've got a decent amount of glue and all that kind of stuff. No gripes there, really. But anyway, the last thing I wanted to mention, the reason I very, very slightly prefer these is if you look, and it's the same with the red. Oh, come on. Can I get this to focus, please? Please. Let me show the people. Look at that taper going inside there. In my experience, that's not just cosmetic or a manufacturing quirk. It actually helps just a little bit to guide those wires in there. If you've used some of these, you'll know sometimes the wires get caught on the lip. This one is, this is the Q one, the Q anon one. Not quite as much of a taper there. I think it'd be easier for the strands of wire to get caught in there and not be guided in as smoothly as these would. Now this one, the pink one, for some reason does have a very pronounced taper that I can try to show you if possible. Anyway, trust me, it's got a good taper there. And then same thing, of course, with the preferred option here. Anyway, both of these I would highly recommend. I've actually used quite a few of these in the past. I've had both of these brands and been super happy with them. And then I got to thinking, hey, look, there's some other ones that are a little bit cheaper. It's probably coming out of the same factory. Let's try those. No, I'm not even going to use these. These are going straight in the garbage. They might work fine. I'm not going to say that they will not work. But if, you know, doing this professionally and standing by my work the way that I do, I don't want to save just a couple bucks for that big of a difference. I mean, we're talking about, you know, half in some cases, half the wall thickness. A little more than half in the case of that big box over there. But I don't, I can't justify it. I can't justify it. So anyway, all of these are on Amazon. This, by the way, this video is not sponsored or anything like that. Automotive wiring and doing it correctly is just something that I feel strongly about. And before these go in the garbage, I thought, hey, let's make a video about it. Tell the fine people what the hell is going on with all this stuff. But anyway, that's it. Y'all have a good one.